What's going on, guys? Klutch here. Welcome back to Farming Sim 19. The Horsch Agrovation pack is here along with the new map. We're going to take a look at it all quickly here right away, guys. Let's jump into this. Pitter patter.
Klutch Simulations.
So today we got a new update in the ModHub, the new Horsch pack. Fantastic. We got a new map and we got quite a few new pieces of equipment, as you can see in front of us here. We're going to quickly look at all of these, try and make this as quick as possible. As well, you can see we are on a new map as well. This is the new map that's included with this. Well, new to 19. This was out on 17 as well. But let's go take a look in store at all these pieces of equipment quickly. So like I said, these are available in the ModHub for everybody. Everyone's got access to this pack. So we'll start off. We've got a slurry tank. You can see that, 55,000 bucks. We've got 21,000 liter capacity. Now this here is available basically for a slurry tank to drag across your field and fertilize your fields. And along with this slurry tank, if we scroll down, you can get some drag hoses or you can get some ejectors, depending on what you want to use it for. You can see we got our different options there. I should mention that for the most part, none of these mods have any options available. There's nothing to look at as far as options on these. They are what they are. There is one exception to that, and I'll show it to you, but I'm not going to dive into any options on these. Just so you're aware, what you see is what you get with most of these mods. So we scroll down here. Now we also have a slurry tank, 21,000 liter. It's more of a transport style slurry tank, as you can see there. Let's keep on moving down quickly. Next up, we have the Shuttle, the 2.0 Shuttle, simply for moving your various grains, lime, seed, whatever. A very small little bin, 200 liters. We can use that to move our stuff out into the field or bring it back. Interesting little shuttle tank. Interesting. This is something we don't really have anything in game that's anything close to this, in this size at least. It's kind of an interesting little bin. Next up, we have the Cedar Tender, the 10T, a 10,000 liter capacity on this one. This is also very interesting. So this holds both seed and fertilizer, and we can use this to refill tanks or refill our seeders and fertilizers out in the field. Pretty interesting little device. $21,200 for that. Next up, we have a Shuttle 8.0. This is also a transport tank for fertilizer and herbicide, as you can see down there. Moving on down the line, we got a new Auger Wagon. I do like this Auger Wagon simply because it does have the tracks. That looks very cool. You can change this one from tracks to regular tires. However, the tracks always look so much better to me. Nothing much else to talk about that. $67,000, as you can see, 34,000 liter capacity. As we move down the line, we route into our Cedars and Planters. So the first two here are our Cedars. This one is a direct drill. As you can see here, the Evo 12.375, $171,000. It's got a span of 12 meters. This is a fertilizer, and all these are fertilizers and seeders combi units, but this one here is the only direct drill we got. So this one here does take quite a bit of horsepower, 320 horsepower to pull this one. If we move down to the next one, this is not a direct drill. However, only 300 horsepower for that. So a little bit of a change there as far as horsepower requirements, and of course, this one's $50,000 cheaper. And then we move down to our planters. Once again, we have, this is a 12 meter, and then we have an 18 meter. Very similar as far as everything else goes, but just a larger span. And then last off, we got a couple of different fertilizing units. We also have the sprayer, of course. So this here is the Alib PT 350, $211,000, 5,000 liter capacity. You can do fertilizer and you can do herbicide, of course. This one has a 36 meter span. And then we have the small little spreader. And this thing here, I do like the look of this. Just a cool little tracked spreader. This will do 36 meter span as well, 10,000 liters. 51 grand though is quite a bit of money for a fertilizer spreader, I have to admit. The one thing I forgot to mention, there is an option for the direct drill seeder. It will give you an option to change your wheels from a single to a twin, if you so desire. So that there, guys, is all the equipment that comes in this pack. Like I said, we got quite a bit of Horsch equipment in the game as is, even in base game, but this is always an added benefit for us. Let's go just take a quick walk around all these pieces of equipment and see what they look like in game. All right, so let's start down here. We got our two fertilizer planters, or fertilizer seed planters. These are the planters down the end, the largest on the left here. This is the smaller one, I think 12 meter, 18 meter respectively. Yeah, they are planters as you'd expect. Perfect. I don't think we need to go into too much detail there. You see what you get. One's smaller, one's larger. That's all there is to it. We move over to our cedars. This here is the base cedar, I suppose. Once again, 12 meters on this one. Over here we have the direct drill one. So you can see on the back we have a cultivator as well. So this will cultivate before we seed. Very cool. And we also have the twin wheels on this, as you can see there. They look pretty good actually on this trailer. And next up we got the Auger Wagon. You can see we have the auger, or the tracks on the Auger Wagon. Yeah, looks great. Our little fertilizer, and what else can we carry on this? It's fertilizer, I know that. Oh, and herbicide tank, that's right. And there we go, our little transport tank. Once again, something we don't have in game right now. This is something new. A little motor, it looks like on the back, a little pump potentially. A lot of detail put into this, actually. The three-wheel design is interesting, but it makes it a pain to maneuver this thing around. If you need to back it up, you obviously have a wheel that will turn up here. That causes some problems. And that goes the same for this seed tender we got next to us. So you've got an auger or a belt on the top here that will be used to fill up your equipment out in the field. However, I always have a pain with these little wheels up the front that turn, so if you need to back this into a certain spot, you're going to be fighting with that. Just be aware of it. It's kind of interesting. Now, if we jump up inside, you can see I've already filled this to take a look at it. You've got fertilizer and you've got seed in here, so you can fill your seeders up directly with it. It does go a little bit low, I find. You definitely need to find the sweet spot with this to get it to fill properly. And your seeders are fairly high. To get them up and above to fill, it's a bit of a pain. I think I was filling this one here. You can see I got some products still inside of it. It's not exactly easy to get it in there. You definitely need to try and find the sweet spot, as that these are fairly high up in the air in comparative to where the trough comes off of this device. Next up we have the small shuttle tank, once again for lime, or I believe seed as well it does. But anyways, a small little shuttle tank here. Move this out of the way. And this one here has an option actually of going with a telehandler or a front loader. So we have a front loader tractor we were using to mess this with this. And there's a little trough on the front, so you just place this over whatever equipment you're trying to refill, and it will do it that way. So obviously the next up, these two pieces here are for the slurry tanks we have. Well, the slurry tank, I should say. So this one tanker, both of these will fit directly on it. Yeah. I don't think we need to go too much into detail there. This is something I don't do enough of, and maybe we should need to start in our Let's Play series, but this is a great looking track, or slurry tanker with this track. I do like the look of that. And next up we do have the just the transport style that goes behind our truck, of course. The refill tank, but these implements do not attach to the back of that, of course, as usual, as you'd expect. So these implements only attach directly to the spreader right here. And then we move down, like I said, down to our fertilizer spreader. This here is the hard fertilizer spreader, as you can see. I like the look of this thing. This thing is cool. It's just a little expensive, but it still looks pretty good. You've got your discs down here, the throwers down in the bottom. You can see them on both sides. Tracked system, of course. Very cool. And then last of all, we have the sprayer. And I think now we have 3 in-game sprayers in the ModHub, with in-game and ModHub, I should say. This is something we need more of, I find. We don't have enough options with this, so this is a great option to have. So once again, both of these are, I think, 36 meter spread for both the sprayer and the spreader. Very cool. Awesome. So the only other thing we have, guys, is the map itself. This is all the equipment. I loaded up this map, and we are using with the included equipment. Now, they tend to include almost all the Horsch pack if you go with new farmer mode. So this is all equipment that is included. I haven't bought anything. So you can see here, if we walk through these shops, there's a ton of equipment ready to go. This is a good, interesting map to start with if you want to have a lot of equipment, a lot of big equipment right off the get-go, and start with that. I think there's some more back over here too. The only thing I put on is this this silo here. That's not included. However, everything else you're seeing in these barns are all included. So there's a ton of equipment included if you start with new farmer mode, just to get you started. Now if we go into the map itself, of course I'm saving, you can see some of the fields. So we start off with just field 4. And you got a little town site all around us here. Some large fields on this map, of course, and then all the sell points are down at the bottom, and we have a couple of, there's a couple sell points up there. That's just storage up there though. So all our sell points are down in the southern area there. So once again, decent map updated for FS19 from FS17. Nice little update. some very large fields. Like I said, pretty expensive to buy some of the fields, so you may want to set yourself up beforehand. I think this large field that we're at right now is 2.1 million, or something along those lines. We can take a quick look, actually. So that would be this one right here, field 7. Yeah, 2.1 million. So a lot of these big fields are really expensive. You can get some of the smaller ones for a lot less, but not a ton of fields. I mean, there's only, what are we at, 9 fields? Oh, there's 14, 15. Yeah, not a ton, but you got a couple different field options here, as you can see. So there have been some updates done from 17 when it was updated, but it still has that same feel to it, I guess. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for us today. Like I said, this pack is available for all console, PC, Mac, PS4, Xbox One. Everyone has access to this pack, so go download it. It's definitely worthwhile. Anyways, that'll do it for us today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Drop a like if you did. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys next time. This is Klutch, over and out.